And just like that, it's time for the 10,000 mile review of the Chevy Bolt EV. So after Rachel had been driving the Fiat around for a few weeks in the summer, we decided to be a 2 EV family. And I started looking at Chevy Bolts and found one at our local dealership. And in August of 2022, we purchased this Chevy Bolt EV 1LT in ice blue metallic. This is my primary vehicle. I use it for my commute every day. It's usually about a 58-mile round trip. We use it for our weekend errands because of the cargo. Backseat passengers find the car comfortable enough as well. We have even taken this car on a 2,000+ mile road trip, fast charging along the way, so it is possible to even road trip with this car. When people hear about the Chevy Bolt, the first thing that they talk about is the battery fires and the big battery recall that they had, but this battery is post-recall. This whole car was built after that, so it has the new battery system in it, so I don't have to worry about that. I have, however, had a breakdown with it that I have a video on my channel that I probably freaked out more than I needed to and didn't need to take the car into the shop for it. I probably just needed to do a reset and that would have been fine. And the car has had a couple of recalls already, one for software and one for the seat belts. But I'm going to spend the rest of the time on the video talking about my primary likes and some things that I wish that were a little bit better on the Chevy Bolt. The first thing that I noticed when I test drove this car, got in it with 9 miles on the odometer for a test drive and put it up to 22 on that demo. It was great. The first thing I noticed is how smooth the car is. Everything about it is just silky smooth. The way that it accelerates, the way that it corners, the way that the one pedal drive slows it down. It even rides fairly, very comfortably. Not floaty like a big luxury Cadillac, but soft enough. It doesn't bounce me around. The acceleration isn't going to set the world on fire by EV standards, but by the standards of other cars in its price range. It's got a great amount of acceleration, and that comes in handy making a left turn out of a parking lot or needing to make a lane change to get out of the way for some kind of an emergency maneuver or something like that, or got to get over. I always know that all I've got to do is press down the accelerator and the car will go. I really like the range of this car. It is EPA rated at 259 miles, and depending on what season we're in and what type of driving I've been doing, that range will go up or that range will go down. But I can drive anywhere in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and get back home without having to stop to recharge in this car. And that is a big deal. The Metroplex that we live in is about the size of the state of Connecticut. So I've not had a problem with worrying about having enough range in this car ever. There's a lot of the equipment on this car that I like a lot, such as I didn't know that I would be as addicted to this regen paddle on the steering wheel as I thought I would, but I just love using that for needing just a little bit of extra brake. The cruise control is very easy to operate. The thumb controls are very easy to get to. And I've never had a car with a heated steering wheel before, but now I think that will be a requirement on any car I ever own. This heated steering wheel in colder temperatures is absolutely awesome. Other things that are big pluses are this big center screen that I can use to monitor my energy. I can set all my charging system, my charging times and preferences that way. I can see how my driving has affected my range. And it also has wireless Apple CarPlay, which allows me to have on-screen navigation through Waze or Apple Maps or Google Maps or even a better route planner if I so choose. And I subscribe to the My Chevrolet app, which gives me this information. I'm very connected to the car and I know what's going on with it. Also, love having the set the temperature and forget it automatic climate control that is standard on this car. I like the safety features that are involved in this car, such as the blind spot monitoring in the mirror. Seeing that little light is really nice. The backup camera is a super great high-res HD camera that can see cars coming from further away than the screen can. It gives me a nice little beep, lets me know if I'm following anybody too close. I thought I wasn't going to like the lane centering, but I've pretty much left it on. Cost of ownership is a big plus on this car. It costs about 2.5 cents a mile to drive it. Charging it home off of our solar panels and all of that. The ease of maintenance is another huge one, such as, you know, there's no need for oil changes. We're coming up on our first maintenance at the dealer, and that's going to be a tire rotation. So cost of maintenance is negligible. But are there some things that I would like better if this car could do it? Absolutely. First big thing for me is that it's only front wheel drive. The Bolt is not available in all-wheel drive, and my preference would have been an all-wheel drive vehicle just to be, you know, all around better in inclement weather. I also wish that I could tow with it. Do people tow with their Chevy Bolt EVs and Bolt EUVs? Yes, they do. Does GM say they should? No. GM says do not tow. Big letters in the owner's manual, do not tow with the Bolt. People do it, and they have no problem doing it. I just don't want to go against GM on it. They built the car, they're going to know. But I would like it if the car was rated to tow. On road trips, the car can fast charge, but it's slow. The maximum charge speed is just a little over 54 kilowatt hours. 54 kilowatts is about the fastest I've been able to get a charge into the car. And after 50% state of charge, that really ramps down. The good thing is the car is so efficient on its use of power that it doesn't need to get that many kilowatts to move on to the next destination. Whereas a faster charging EV with a larger battery, yes, it's going to charge faster, but it's going to need more power, and you're only going to save yourself maybe 5 minutes at that charger with that faster charging EV. Now, aside from the breakdown that I have the video on, that basically was just a reset, the only problem I have with this car is this little clip right here that, watch it not do it. It just pops out so easy. And this is a little clip that this sunshade hooks into. And if this is off, this will go all kinds of whopper-jawed. So getting that back on is something that I've gotten kind of used to. I first got interested in EVs in May of 21 when Ford announced the F-150 Lightning. I have a reservation for an F-150 Lightning, and this car was supposed to tide me over. And now I think I'm not going to get the Lightning. I like this car too much. And the Lightnings have gone up so much more in price, and they use so much more power that I just don't see as many advantages as there used to be. Absolutely love this car. Have to highly recommend the Bolt.